Well, good morning, everybody. Looks like version 10.69 dropped on time, and I am lucky enough to have been one of the first people to get it. It came at about 4 a.m. It's still dark outside. The installation went well, and I figured I'd get out and just do a quick drive. I don't have any cameras in the car right now, so I'm just doing a screen overlay. It's still really dark outside, and the traffic's really, really low. But I figured I just wanted to get something out quick to show a few of the new features that I saw in this drive. A couple of the networks are there. There's a creep limit network that you're getting ready to see, and a median network. And there's the median network out there. You got some drivable space being projected. And after the car stops, there's the new blue wall that I've been describing the last few days to those that are listening on Clubhouse and Spaces. That is a creep limit network that's projecting how far out the car can go. No traffic. It was a nice, clean, smooth, unprotected left turn with a little bit of a right turn in there, and then coming back to the left. A couple of highlights here. I do have my CAN bus data overlay. I've got the accelerometer and a new steering and wheel angle animation that's working. I hope it works out pretty good. In addition, I've done the derivative acceleration and displaying some lateral jerk information. I think it's all pretty much syncing up good, but we'll take a look at it in this video and see how it looks. All right, we're going to do another unprotected left-hand turn here. I've got my destination back in there. And this time I'm going to show the screen a little bit differently. I'm going to pivot it around so you'll be able to see this creeping limit network that I'm calling it is kind of a vertical blue wall. So it shows up right after the stop sign, and as soon as you get the creeping behavior alert. So there's the stop sign creeping forward, and there it is. Can you tell it's a vertical wall that's projecting how far it can go out? And there again is the median being displayed with that new little blue zone where it could stop if it needed to. But once again, a nice, smooth, unprotected left turn with no traffic. I think both of those tools are really going to help make this turn a little bit more solvable. Being able to map the drivable space in the median is going to be huge into handling more dense traffic. And that creeping limit network, I think, is going to be very helpful in leveraging the B-pillar to the maximum. Okay, I've got our unprotected left-hand turn here, and I engage, and look, we've got the creeping network showing up at a stop sign on a neighborhood street, which is really good to see. So that creeping network is probably going to start showing up every time that we've gotten the creeping for visibility alert on the screen here. All right, another unprotected left-hand turn here. Basically showing the same things, just a little bit different each time with the way I'm pivoting the screen around so you can see it. And I'm trying to show you exactly how that is a vertical wall being projected for the creep limit. Not much traffic here, and it scoots right through the lane on and into the left lane. It was very confident. It had a good acceleration through it without any traffic. I'm not going to really talk about it too much, but you know, the maneuver is very, very solid without any traffic right now. What I'm setting up here is an unprotected right-hand turn, joining the highway here again. I want to see what the creeping network does with this little bit of an angle here on this turn. And the stop sign is there with a good stop, and there's the, but if you notice, that creeping network jittered a little bit. So that was interesting. It wasn't quite as solid. I'll have to do a little bit more experimenting. The road wasn't exactly a straight line here, and I wonder if that creeping limit has a little bit of uncertainty there because of the curve in the road. Okay, I've got a new destination here, and now I'm going to do an unprotected right-hand turn at a stoplight. The stoplight has some railroad marking painting that it has stopped at before in the daytime, but here it doesn't stop for those lines at all. It continues right through that all the way up to the edge, and the new creep limit is displayed here with a little bit of a creeping alert there. And you can see a little bit of a traffic oncoming. And as soon as those two cars go by, it jumps right out into the lane and joins, no problem. So not a whole lot different than we've seen before with protected right turns or unprotected right turns, just how the display is changing a little bit here. Okay, in this scenario, we're proceeding through a green light. And just beyond the green light is a flashing yellow light. The car over aggressively slows down for this flashing yellow, and this is one of those, 5 a.m. flashing yellow lights. And there you can see we've slowed down all the way to 24 miles an hour, 20 for a flashing yellow, and you can see that traffic in the display off to the right is going closer to the speed limit through that flashing yellow. Flashing yellows are one of those things that I'm not exactly sure how to tell FSD to handle, but in this highway mode, you should be probably not slowing down quite that much. It would be a little bit annoying to oncoming traffic behind you. Okay, what I'm trying to set up here is a turn at a stop sign into a lane that has a suicide painted median. And I wanted to see if this median network was painting median space without an actual curb median. The creep limiter network is there, but there is no median being painted. And you can see the lines are just barely showing up. But occasionally you see the dual yellow lane popping up, but it wasn't mapping that as any sort of drivable space there. And here, now that I'm out in the lane, you can see pretty clearly that there is a dual yellow line there. So I'm going to try it one more time here, and we'll see if we see anything different. Okay, we're coming out of a parking lot here to that same road. Stop sign is there, and it's mapping the dual yellow lines a little bit better here, but it's still not putting any sort of blue median network here. So we'll have to do some more experimenting. I know there's been a lot of people wondering if the median logic is going to apply to, medians that don't have an actual curb or grass or anything raised. First indications are that it is not mapping that as a median at the moment. Okay, what I'm setting up here is an attempt at a U-turn. I just wanted to see if they snuck anything in here about U-turns yet. Here you can see the planner definitely wants to do a U-turn. It's got me into the turn lane here appropriately, but you'll notice the trajectory is just mapping a left turn, and we get the traditional unable to complete maneuver. Please assist now. I tapped the accelerator a couple times here just to kind of see if I could force it to do a U-turn, but it won't do one. Very quickly there, you kind of saw the vector almost think about doing a U-turn for its projected path, but it won't do it by itself yet. So still no U-turns in version 10.69. Okay, we're joining Birkenhead Road here, and this is the road I've been using for unmarked roads. It's kind of a very narrow road with undefined edges. There's a couple speed bumps on here. I slowed the speed down manually here because it was going way too fast over these speed bumps. It didn't quite see them. The speed bumps are still not being visualized in this version, which is a little disappointing. I liked that visualization of the speed bumps before. Here in a couple minutes, it does slow down for a few of the speed bumps that it can see pretty clearly. There's the creep network for the stop sign. You kind of see this is a divided intersection here with one stop sign to cross both sides. It does okay. A little hesitant there. There's definitely no traffic here in the morning. And you can see here, there's the slowdown for a speed bump that you can see with a little bit of the accelerometer showing the speed bump as you go over it on the CAN bus display. And some of these stop signs show the creep network and some do not. It seems to just depend on whether or not the creeping for visibility alert comes up. So I guess we'll kind of keep an eye on that one if it's 100% matched with the creeping for visibility alert. That was another slowdown for a speed bump there. It went all the way down to 16 miles an hour. I know it doesn't quite mean the same thing without the cameras on today, but this is pretty much just a visualization voiceover. There's a nice one of the creeping network with the alert there, and it proceeded nicely there. Okay, we're going to wrap up this drive here. So as the sun comes up, I can get my cameras ready and start doing some unprotected left videos. But I think in general, I'm really, really happy with what I felt so far. There's definitely a little bit more confidence. And for those of you that haven't seen it, Ashok Alaswamy put out a video yesterday ahead of this release talking about some new logic that is embedded in here with these occlusion networks. And I think that there's a whole lot that we're going to have to really pick apart here on what's in this release. The release notes have a lot of detail in them, and there's a lot of functionality that I think we can explore here and learn a little bit more about as we slowly start to peel this onion back. Appreciate you guys watching. Leave comments. Let me know what you think. Have a great day.